welcome back to the Victory Revives podcast, episode 4, man. We back at it again. I'm your host, Leroy Evans Jr., boy 233, man.
What up?
What's happening, man?
Not much, man. I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I've been better, man. It's been a rough week, man. Before we get started, man, make sure y'all sign up for Underdog Fantasy. Use code Vibration Check. Get your $100 match with an extra $10. Every sign up helps us keep this channel going. And let's jump right into it, man.
Yeah, man. I had a busy week. I am dead tired. I can't even remember what day it is. What's today? Today Monday. Yeah. So I had a busy weekend, I should say. I flew into Philly. Was there for less than 24 hours. Didn't even sleep by the time I got back home. But I went to Philly for Wallow PodCon. He brought up some heavy hitters out there to speak some shit, man. I really went there to go meet Gary V, but Gary V didn't even get a chance to come. But he sent the video when they had Charlamagne there. They had the lady that started the Shade Room, and everybody basically telling their stories, man, telling about the grind, because everything is a grind. Nothing comes easy. And I just got a lot of information from them. It was a lot of personal stories. I was expecting more of how to like capitalize on the money, because that's like how it was promoted. You know what I mean? How to turn my views and shit to money, but it was more like personal. So everything was like personalized to each person. There's not no one set way to do it. You know what I mean? That's something I took away from that. It's not one set way to do it. Every single person that spoke that day had a different way that they basically got to it.
So they ain't dive into the money. That's what I wanted to hear too.
I mean, it was more of a personal level. Like each person did it a different way. You know what I mean? Like you made your money this way. I made my money this way. I made my money that way. It wasn't no like set way to actually go and do it. It's more like personal.
That's how I be feeling. I feel like you gotta get in where you're fitting. Every entrepreneur that I ever talked to, it was never the same story. They never did the same thing. They may have took the same route, but how they got on is way different than the next person. You feel what I'm saying? Some people.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say that's basically what everything though. Like making it to the NBA, ain't no one person did it the same way twice. You know what I mean? Every single person is different. Making it to the NFL, making it anywhere. So I want people to like trying to be like exactly like somebody. I think you should step away from that and just be in your lane and let you know that like your lane is very important and stay on that course.
Thanks, man. I feel like if you try to be like other people are going to notice that it's not going to be authentic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No matter, even with this podcast, it's like, man, we could try to be like Chad and Shannon. I mean, Ocho Cinco and Shannon, but this shit not going to work because it's already one of them. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? So we got to do our own thing. And that's been working for me. A lot of times, people who give me advice, it's like, I kind of take it with a grain of salt. I'm like, man, like, for example, I had got a client and all my friends was telling me, he's like, oh man, that's a money maker, man. Like, man, you should be making mad bread off of that and stuff like that. And I was like, man, you don't even get how to charge my services. You don't even know how much my services cost to tell me that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's like, all right, if I say, all right, man, you should be charging $1,000 for a photo shoot and stuff like that. It's like, man, do you know the going rate for a photo shoot? Do you know the deliverables for a photo shoot? Do you know what I'm supposed to give them for $1,000, stuff like that? So sometimes when you take other people's advice, man, they could be leading you astray.
Also, with that advice stuff, some people just tell you what they heard. So it's not even like a fact. They be like, yo, I heard if you do it like this, you can make it like that. Like, you don't even know for a fact, and you passing the information on to me. I'm thinking like it's a fact, but in reality, you heard it somewhere else, and you don't even know if it's true or not. That's another thing that come with that too.
I take a lot of advice from people that's in my industry, even if it's in the content game. Like, for example, this past weekend I had not an interview, but like a networking with this guy. He's an artist and he's starting his own record label and stuff like that. And I remember when you told me, you was like, man, take him out to lunch, man. You never know who might need video or something like that. I kept that in mind, for example, to where it's like, all right, Drees is in a content space with me. So he's in the same thing. He's networking with basically similar people that I'm trying to network with. And you know what I'm saying? Trying to gain his clients and stuff like that. So I did that and I went out my way. Like I even, like I got my friend to pick me up and everything because my girl had my car and shit like that. I was like, man, I missed this opportunity. We about the network. And what ended up happening is he ended up inviting me to his show on Saturday. So I was like, damn, that would have never happened if I ain't take
Right.
the initiative and go out there and meet this guy and chat with him, show him my personality, show him what I offer and stuff like that. So sometimes you can take advice from people. Just make sure they at least in the same lane as you or trying to have the same goals as you too.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Man, you want to get into this football, man?
Let's go, man. It was wild card weekend, man. Get excited. It was football season, the first week of playoffs, man. We had some ups and downs, but I made a little bit of money off some bets, man.
What was your winners, man? I lost, man. I lost because man, goddamn, what's the running back for the Lions? Jamar the rookie.
Yeah.
I had a 5 pick, and he was my only pick that didn't hit, man. I bet on him to have 11 carries. He had 8. Damn. I had on all my other picks. I would have won like $600, but damn.
Yeah.
What picks you hit on?
I don't remember by heart. I remember the Lions game, the Cowboys game. I hit something. I had so one of my bets was that I was mad about that it ended up hitting was Dak yards over. I bet Dak yards over, and he had 0 yards in the first quarter. I'm like, man, he about to fuck up. But he ended up throwing for 400 yards. So, but the first quarter he had 0 yards. Like they had 20 points before he got a yard. I was like, that's crazy.
When you be watching the game, this is how I be watching the game. I could tell by halftime my picks on hit because I'm like, man, if they start getting blew out, like I was looking at the Dak one because I was going to bet on that one. And I was like, man, if they start getting blew out, Dak gonna get his yards because next you know it, they're gonna abandon the run. They're gonna start throwing the ball. He gonna run up garbage time yards and stuff like that. So that's how I be watching the game. So I'm like, by second quarter, I can see how the game going. I'm like, man, if we get up, when the Lions started to get up, I was like, damn, they about to start running the ball. Like I'm saying, and then next you know it, motherfucking Matthew Stafford, they come back, score a couple touchdowns, and next you know they get this nigga the ball the rest of the game.
You hate that when it be so close early and don't get the ball.
So close. So close. I think he had like 6 carries in the first half. All he needed was 11. He didn't get the other 5, but man, that's just what it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the big news, man. Jason Kelce is retiring, man.
Damn.
This is messed up, man. You got footage, man. What?
Go ahead.
I mean, you got footage, man. I'm about to play the footage, man. This might be the I always keep hope when people retire early. They may change their mind by training camp, so I'm gonna keep that hope alive, man. But here go the footage of possibly Jason Kelce's last walk. Man, so you was at the game, man. Yeah. What was it like, man?
I mean, it was like emotional because you could see, you probably can't tell from the video, but you could see him like crying, just trying to like look around at all the, he's looking around like all the Eagles fans because like all around me is all Eagles fans right there by the tunnel. So him just like looking around, like you could tell like he felt like it was about to be his last walk off, the way he was like crying and just like soaking it all in. And man, you know, like the Philly love Jason Kelce because he bring that dog mentality. It's like what Philly's about. It's like he grew up there all his life, you know what I mean? And he put that on the field. He showed it. He never like went soft or made excuses. You know what I mean? He did his job. So he's like loved all over. And him like actually spreading his wings to get into the podcast game, then the whole world could see what Philly was seeing the whole time. So he's getting love, not even just from Philly no more, like because we've been knew who he was, but like now the whole world see what the type of guy he is. So it was like kind of emotional out there. Fans around was crying. He was crying. I was like, damn, man, this might be his last walk. Then next thing you know, a few hours later, as soon as the sun come up, Jason Kelce announced his retirement. So it was crazy to be there. And I almost didn't go to the game. I was trying to sell my ticket because I was like, man, I don't feel like be out there all late. But just to see Jason Kelce play his last game, well, possibly his last game, because just like you said, he might change his mind. It was a great experience.
But you had pretty good seats too, man. Jason Kelce might be the greatest Eagle of all time. For real, man. It's sad to see him go, man. I understand they said they got his replacements, but I don't think it's gonna be another Jason Kelce, man. Like that dude, he bleed green for real, man. So I wish him the best of luck. I watched their podcast. Their podcast is fire. I ain't gonna lie, their podcast be funny as hell, man. So I wish him the best of luck, man. Hopefully he come back, like I said. But if not, man, he had a great career.
Man,
you think he good?
chill, yeah. Because you watch his documentary.
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, yeah. You because like last year he did a documentary like because last year was supposed to be his retirement year, but he felt like he had a chance to go for the Super Bowl again, so that's why he came back. But in that documentary, he speak about like his body being in pain, he not be able to like interact with his family, like he always going through that, but he gave his all for the season to like try to make that run again because he felt like they were so close and they can do it. So like whatever he had, little left he had in the tank, he just gave it his all. So like I appreciate him for that, man. Fully thankful for that. So I feel like he should stay retired. I don't want to like break him down anymore. He's not able to enjoy life with his family.
Facts. I watched an interview with Steve Young, and he said he can't pick up his grandkids. It's always aches and pains. He always got to make trips to the doctor and stuff like that for his physical health. So, man, football is a violent sport, man. People be forgetting that, man. Mm-hmm. I thought that when Calvin Johnson retired early and when Andrew Luck retired early, I was like, man, this sport might be a little bit more violent than it's leading on to be. You know what I'm saying? You see people get out on the field and they give it their all, but you don't know what they go throughout the week. It's the reason why it's only one game a week. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's the reason why a lot of players complain that it's even Thursday night football because it's not enough time to rest. So it's a brutal game, man. That dude, he gave it his all, man. I know his podcast number one, so he's set in whatever he want to do, whether it's broadcasting, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I wonder if his brother's contemplating it too. Because I remember early in the season he brought it up. He ain't say that he was as close as Kelsey, but he brought it up like, man, I'm getting a little long in the tooth, man. Like, it's starting to get hard to get through these training camps and get through each game and the preparation. And who knows what they really doing as far as getting shots and medicine and all type of stuff like that. So,
he had Travis Kelce had over 10 surgeries. Like, a lot of people don't know that. He get like surgery like every off season to like try to keep his body like young as he could. So, like, he go through a lot of stuff too. And if like a sign is like it's coming soon, is probably not this year, but the last game of the season, he had a chance to get 1,000 yards to keep his streak going because he got like the longest streak for a tight end, and all he needed was like 16 yards, and he chose not to play that game to heal his body. So that's a sign right there. Like, why not keep the record going? He didn't care about the record. He cared more about his body taking hits and shit than he did actually about keeping an NFL record. So like that's kind of a sign because you 24, 25. Fuck, I'm getting that record. Like, you don't care about taking no hits, right. But like the older you get, it's like, no, I'm cool.
Facts. They just did that with Puka in LA. Yeah. It was the last game for him to get the rookie reception. He got in there, got it, and then got right back out. Yeah, he said the whole Chiefs was telling him to do it. Like, he was like, no, like he was standing up the ceiling and shit, like contemplating it. He's like, no, my body just like was telling me no. Facts, man. You never know. You get that one hit, man. Man, salute to Jason Kelce, man. Salute to Jason Kelce. You know, right? Really, man. What are your first takeaways from the game, man? From the Eagles and Bucks game? Oh, yeah, who's more to blame for the loss? That's what I got. Who's more to blame for the loss? Jason Kelce, Jalen Hurts, or the coordinators? Well, I think like it kind of go back to what Hargrave said. Hargrave said an interview like not too long ago, and he was like, they asked him a question like, what's the difference between playing in Philly and 49ers? And he was like, after week 10, we ain't wear a pass no more. We basically did like walkthroughs and stuff like that. He's like, and 49ers practice, we practice hard, like all day in and out. And I felt like that kind of played a part because a lot of times they run to like the defense is out there running to the ball and just run to the ball and not try to make the tackle. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? But it kind of makes sense if you're not practicing with pads on and you just run into the ball and just being in that facility, they blow the whistle. You practicing that way, you're going to play like that. I mean, you play sports, man. They say you practice how you play. And if you practicing soft, you're going to play soft, man. That's what I seen out there. I seen a lot of people playing soft and may contribute to them practicing soft. So I feel like, I guess that's a coach's decision. You know what I mean? The coaches make that decision instead of like going hard and trying to compete every day at practice to get ready for the next week. And if you're taking it easy, I don't know how true that is. It's just like from a former player saying like, we didn't really practice that hard later in the season because we prepared for the playoffs. So, and you see later in the season, they didn't really play that well. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I could really call it that because we went to the Super Bowl last year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when things are going wrong, everything becomes highlighted. Everything becomes under a microscope. It's like, even though we could have did the exact same thing that we did last year, it just didn't work this year. One of the biggest differences is player personnel. I think us losing TJ Edwards, Kaiser White, and CJ Gardner Johnson, that played a big role for us in our defense, like just the communication. They were the tacklers on our team, and it is not shocking that now we're struggling with tackling. Our three top tacklers is going, and now we like, oh, why can't we tackle? Because you let our three top tacklers go, and not even that. Just as far as in tackling, as far as in coverage in the middle of the field, it was underrated what TJ and Kaiser was doing. Now they wasn't the best linebacker out, but they was really good starters that we let walk, man.
Yeah, like one thing leads to another. Like you saying, Kaiser White was like dropping in coverage, being able to coverage, but now they dropping Reddick in coverage when he should be rushing the quarterback. So like him like trying to fill that spot of Kaiser White is like, you know what I mean, throwing everything off.
Facts. And then you got Cunningham missing tackles and stuff like that. I mean, TJ Edwards wasn't missing on tackles. He may not have been knocking people out the game crazy, but he played his assignments very well. So I think that was an underrated.
For sure.
Loss for us. We tried to replace him with Nakobe Dean, it just didn't work out.
And even with that is like, you know, TJ Edwards is vocal. Whatchcom is a dog. CJ, like, you need that when you out there and you miss a tackle. You be like, man, fuck that tackle. Next one, we're gonna make it. It brings you right back up, and you like, all right, I'm gonna make the tackle. Now they just look around when they mess up. You know what I mean? They not like having that swag. Is like, I'll fuck up. I'm not gonna fuck up no more. Just like, oh shit, what's going to happen? Like I seen that shit in person. I seen a lot of shit that like, this is not no football right here, man.
The body language.
I don't even want to explain like some of the shit I saw out there. It was my man Slay too. I'm like, damn, Slay. I watched this man get blocked on purpose when Baker Mayfield was running the ball like for a first down on third down. Like literally, he was closer to Baker to make the tackle, and he went like let the receiver get in between them, so the receiver's like block him. I seen him literally step towards the receiver instead of like going to Baker. I'm like, yo, he really just got blocked on purpose, so he don't gotta make that tackle. I'm like, and I seen that like multiple times.
Man, it seemed like they were just trying to get out of there, man. They were just ready for the season to be over.
This is crazy.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man, how we went out.
Yeah, I mean, we took that L. We Eagles fans, but I didn't have high expectations because the past weeks I lost my like hope a little bit after the Cardinals game. After we couldn't stop them, didn't make them punt out one time. I'm like, how can we win the game if we can't make the Cardinals punt? So and honestly, that's what happened in the first half. They scored on every possession except for when we ran out of time because it was halftime. Like,
we was keeping up offensively. I just don't get the play calling, man. Like, I'm watching the play calling on third down, and we running curls when they showing blitz. I'm like, what are y'all doing, man? No.
The first 3 third downs was 3rd and 2, and they did it like the first one. They did a fade to fucking Goddard on the outside with Devontae Smith sitting right next to him.
Yeah, like, my thing is
just run the ball with Swift, like
just run the ball. See, that's why I don't be knowing who to blame. I think it's overall is a bad season because Jalen Hurts checked into that play. Like before I know the play you're talking about, the first third down, he checked into that play. And when he checked into that play, it's like, then when you watch the play, it's 4 verticals. And I'm like, why are you running 4 verticals when it's showing blitz and it's only 3rd and 2? It's like, man, you can run a rub route, you can run a slant with Devontae. That's the one he almost took to the house. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, go back to that. It's like when we have successful plays, we didn't make the other team stop us from what we were doing good. We just went away from it. So it's I don't know what. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they let the defense fucking make them do what they want to do.
Yeah,
defense wants you to do that. We gonna send the blitz and we want you to throw that shit up. And he was doing it.
Facts. It's like, man, you see the blitz, you could, check out of it. So I think that's something that Jalen Hurts got to work on. Do you think Nick Sirianni is on a hot seat?
Just because the city he playing in, like, the city be calling the shots. If niggas be calling for niggas' heads, they want him going. But no, I don't think he should be fired. I think it should be some changes in there, but I don't think he should be fired. I mean, I don't know how the locker room is. Like, they got a better understanding of like being around the organization. He might have just like don't really got like people probably don't respect him really like how they did before, and they might see that as like the people that's over him. They're like, he came and make them sit down in the seats and listen. So if that's really like a problem, then yeah. But from like the outside looking in, I definitely don't think that's the problem with the NFL a lot now on a lot of teams. Like with Frank Wright and the Panthers. He got fired at like 3 games. Like he didn't even get a chance for So like people get fired immediately, and I'll be like, damn, they didn't even get a chance to do nothing.
I think it's you gotta build equity within the organization to keep your job after seasons like this. I think with Frank Wright, he ain't have no equity in that. He ain't did nothing successful there. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Mike Tomlin's situation, it's like, man, he did a lot for that city. They're gonna give him one more shot if he won it. You know what I'm saying? Before they just let him go, because he won a Super Bowl there. He's been in Super Bowls. He's had a winning season for 17 seasons straight. All right, you done built up some equity. When it's somebody like Frank Wright, it's like, man, you just got here and this is a train wreck. We don't see no positive outcome. I think he's great as a coordinator, though. We need him as a coordinator. I would love him.
I'm talking about the Panthers, though. Panthers, he didn't even get a chance. Like with the Colts, he got fired he got fired after some seasons, but when he went to the Panthers this year, he got fired after like 4 games.
The Panthers is a bad run organization. So we got to keep that in mind.
He got fired after like 4 games. They didn't even play yet for real.
Right. We got to keep in mind they traded Christian McCaffrey. So that's a bad run organization. Sometimes bad run organizations is the reason why the great organizations are so good, because we just pick up the pieces. You know, I can't remember who I heard say it, but it was like good organizations like San Francisco. You always see them in trades with the worst organizations because they ready to give up their first round pick. They ready to give up their best player. They just don't know what they doing. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Washington Redskins and they trade away Chase Young. They trade away both their ends. It's like, why would you do that? That's what bad organizations do. And the good ones, you know what I'm saying? They pick up the pieces off it. You know, when we got like even when we got Swift, it was like at the time the Lions was a bad organization. That's just what happened. You just take the bad players from the worst organizations. That's what happened. I think that's what's going to happen with Justin Fields. Somebody going to pick him up and get on the road with it, man.
Man, let's dive into this wild card weekend, man. Oh, we still want to go? Go ahead.
No. Let's dive into the wild card weekend, man. CJ Stroud wins his first playoff game. What's your thoughts? CJ Stroud is hooping. Yes. That dude is nice. He going crazy. I thought he was going to throw for 5 touchdowns, but I guess they like called the dogs off and caught them pick sixes. I was like, yo, he is going crazy right now.
Yeah, man. I definitely fuck with him. He was my fantasy quarterback. So you get like when you play fantasy, you got him with your quarterback. You got like a little relationship for him. You want to see him do good. So like it was good. I didn't think they was gonna win. I thought like the Browns defense was like tough all year. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be hard for them first time in the playoffs, but they handled that like they've been there before.
Easy work.
I like seeing that though. Honestly, I like
light
seeing
work.
that.
Facts. Light work. I was like, he going crazy. He was picking the ass apart, man. And then, you know, Joe Flacco, he just showed his age a little bit, man. How you throw back-to-back pick sixes? That was just crazy. But I'm like, man, Houston, they got a bright future. I'm in Texas, and Texas is turned up. Off of, they more hype about Houston than it is Dallas. I can tell you that much.
They got more playoffs wins than Dallas since they came out. Since they started in 2002, they got more playoff wins than Dallas. So I'll be excited for them too.
Facts. They trending upward. They just need to get them a ring because they was doing good with Deshaun Watson before that whole massage gate happened. So they were straight now. For them to bounce back and get CJ Stroud, man, they on the up and up. I wish they would have kept DeAndre Hopkins to see him really go crazy. Mm-hmm. Man, we got the next games. Lions win over LA. Lions get their first win, man. They beat first playoff win. They beat Matthew Stafford, man. You check that game out?
Yeah, man. They actually lost because a holding call for real. Like they had the ball, like the Rams had the ball field goal range, but down by 1. They could have just like kicked the field goal, took the lead, but it was a holding call, knocked them right out of field goal range. They punted, and they ended up getting like they never got the ball back because it was like two and a half minutes left. So they never got a chance to get the ball back. I'm like, damn, they were just in field goal range, had to punt it away and never got the ball back, and they lost. But it was like crazy afterwards, seeing all the fans in the stands crying after a playoff win. I'm like, I kind of like felt good for him. I'm like, damn, after one playoff win, damn, that shit meant a lot to a lot of people in there. That kind of made me like want to cheer for him a little bit. I'm like, damn, let's go Lions. Damn,
that made their day, man. Niggas hype. They was hyping. I was happy for Jared Goff only because I hate the criticism that Jared Goff be getting because he really be dotting that shit, man. He really be throwing the football. Everybody be highlighting his bad plays when it's like, man, this dude did take his team to the Super Bowl before, man. Like, he was that dude. I remember it was him and Carson Wentz, and they was like the top two up-and-coming quarterbacks coming out the same draft. You know what I'm saying? So when they traded him, I was like, damn, like, y'all going to trade him after y'all just went to the Super Bowl? Even though it was justified because Matthew Stafford went and won the Super Bowl, but, man, I'm it's like I'm a proud dad for Jared Goff, man, for him to come back, bounce back, get his team right, and actually lead his team, not be a game manager like Cam Newton would say, but actually lead his team to some dubs, man.
Man, they gonna say Matthew Stafford finally got Detroit a win. That's hilarious.
That was messed up. It was messed up. They booed him too, man. Yeah. He did a lot for Detroit, man. Even though they ain't go nowhere, man. He did a lot for Detroit for us and numbers and just keeping hope alive, man. They booed that nigga as soon as he came out, man.
Right.
Man, we got the Steelers and Bills, man. I was kind of surprised, man. I thought the game was going to be a little bit closer. I thought the Steelers could beat the Bills, man, but it ain't even look close, man.
Man, listen, they fucked up my bet because they changed the game. Like I had the under because I thought they were going to play in that hurricane, that fucking blizzard, but they changed it and they ended up scoring all these points because it wasn't snowing, it wasn't all windy like it was supposed to be. They was throwing the ball around. I'm like, damn, man, that was one of my bets that got messed up because I already had put the under in like early once I found out they was playing in that blizzard. I'm like, damn, why the fuck they changed the game?
They probably did it on purpose. They probably because it was too easy of a bet.
Everybody was betting the under.
Everybody was betting the under. Everybody was probably going to bet on the rushing game. People getting rushing yards and rushing attempts and stuff like that. They like, man, this is too easy. They about to kill Vegas. So, we're going to switch it up. Psych, they probably made mad money off it. I want to know how much they made off of that switch, too.
All right.
We got the Cowboys gets the brakes beat off their ass by the Packers.
I did not expect that, yo.
I ain't expecting either, but game, I was happy. I was happy though, man.
I ain't gonna lie. When I was like, wait, I'm like, all right, 7-0. All right, cool. 14. It's still close to fucking 20. Oh, 27. All right, damn.
Yo, when they got to 14-0, I'm watching the game and I was like, man, they about to blow their ass off because you see how easy it is. You know what I'm saying? I can see if it was like a lucky play, like, all right, it's a pass interference. Now they move 50 yards up the field. Now they score an easy touchdown. But it was like, no, niggas was just running butt naked, wide open. I'm like, damn, like, what is they doing? Like, it seemed like, I don't know, that was a good choke, man. I ain't gonna lie.
That's crazy because they be winning. They be favored at home, losing the playoffs. Like they ain't lose at home all year long. But as soon as the playoffs come, and lost to a team that barely made the playoffs, it's like so surprising to me, man. I did not expect that at all.
On to a first year starter too. Jordan Love was going crazy, but I'm watching it. Facts, I'm watching it. I'm like, man, they just out scheming them because they wide open. It's like even when they blitz, the one pass was like 30+ yards. Like as soon as he hiked the ball, he just threw it up. Like it wasn't even a good pass. He just threw it up because he was just wide open. I'm like, damn, what is they doing? Are they ready for this, man? And it's like, no. I think they cursed, man. I think whatever they did to get Herschel Walker back in the 90s, man, when they traded all the picks, man, they cursed. They ain't gonna win for another 50 years, man. I'm putting that into existence. They cursed. I don't know what they did to make that trade happen, but this can't be like, man, how y'all losing to teams that y'all should beat every single time?
I don't know.
Every single time.
I'll be surprised.
I was surprised like hell, man. Dak throwing picks left and right. Defense can't stop a nosebleed. Man.
I honestly thought they had a chance this year. And I was scared of that.
Too.
I thought they had a chance. I was like, oh shit, they're gonna be dangerous in the playoffs.
I thought they had a chance until they played the 49ers. I don't think teams that's like Super Bowl caliber, they may lose a game or two, but they don't get like just mopped during the season. Like even if they lose, it may be 2 touchdowns, but they got mopped by San Francisco. And I was like, man, even if they do get to the Super Bowl, somebody gonna beat them because the game film is out there. Same shit with us. Once the 49ers put the game film out how to beat us, it's like, man, everybody scored 30 for the rest of the season. Even the Giants, Arizona, Tampa Bay. These are bad teams. Everybody just run up 30 once they put the film out, man. So it is what it is.
One bet I did hit was the under on the Chiefs and Dolphins game. I definitely hit that bet.
Because the Dolphins ain't show up. Tua sorry as hell, man. I don't know what's up with Tua, man. You think he got it in him to make a run?
Nah.
I don't think so. Unless they get home field advantage, that's their best bet, man. Because they ain't show up. I watched you see the clip when Tyreek Hill got jammed at the line of scrimmage?
No, I ain't see it.
Oh man, I'm gonna send it to you on Instagram, man. He jammed at the line of scrimmage and it set the tone. It was just like he was mugging him and everything. Dude was mugging him and everything. Tyreek ain't do nothing back. And I was like, damn, that looked like a scary play. You supposed to that's one of those plays. That's one of those plays where you get a penalty just for fighting back. Like, you ain't about to do me like that. I'm like, it's like, damn. Man, but what you think about the rest of the Chiefs Dolphins game? You think the cold weather had something to play into it?
I mean, yeah, a lot of people are trying to say it's not just a coincidence, but they haven't won a game under 40 degrees. Like they 0-10 or 0-11 now, playing games under 40 degrees, and they trying to say it's just a coincidence. It don't really mean nothing. That means something. Them boys don't want to tackle. Pacheco out there running hard. They don't want to make no tackles.
Facts.
I think it definitely means something.
Tua hand get cold and he start and it's just tucking it down.
He's from a warm climate and he always played in a warm. They ain't trying to be out there.
It was like that with Peyton Manning. Every time Peyton Manning used to go and play New England in the cold, he wasn't the same Peyton Manning, man, because he used to play in the dome. And he used to play in the South when he played in college. So I think that's a big deal, man. We got the last topics. Where would you like to see these coaches land? I'm gonna just run them off. Pete Carroll
in the office. Seahawks office.
The office. Think he done?
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, it's over with." Bill Belichick.
Probably Cowboys.
Think so?
Where I would want him to be, or what I think?
Yeah, where'd you want him to be?
On the couch. I don't give a fuck about other coaches, but they all could go home. But where I think he would be, I think he probably. I can see him being at the Cowboys. Even Mike Tomlin, I could see them both either working for the Cowboys if Tomlin not still on the Steelers. I mean, working on the Cowboys. The
last one, Mike Vrabel.
Shit, he could come be Eagles defensive coordinator. I'll take that. Come be Eagles defensive coordinator.
I think the only way Nick Sirianni's job is on a hot seat is because of the coaches that's available. Mm-hmm. If none of these coaches was available and it was just like some college coach that we just going to try to figure out stuff like that, then he for sure got a job. But when you got Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel, and Mike Tomlin all possibly available, if they could get some consideration from either one of them, that would put him on a hot seat. That's the only reason why I say that.
Yeah. Well, let's do some predictions of this weekend Wildcard. I'm at this weekend divisional round.
All right, let's get it. What's the divisional round looking like? I gotta pull up the games.
The game of the week is the Chiefs and Bills. You know, they got the little rivalry going on. They be playing in the playoffs. That game where Mahomes scored with like 3 seconds left and shit like that. So this is the hump that the Bills couldn't get over all these years, man. They could probably, I think they got a chance to finally get over that hump and finally beat Kansas City.
I don't think so. I think Mahomes is wiping their ass.
The big difference is going to be this time, the Bills going to be home.
The Bills going to be home.
They ain't got to go to Kansas City this time. So I think that's going to help them. and their offense not explosive like it was before. So
it's not, but I think Kansas City is more technically sound than Buffalo. Buffalo is like, if they don't get the big plays, they tend to struggle. Josh Allen's a beast, but I think that if they had like a prime Von Miller, like they thought they was getting, then yeah, they'd be in the game. But I don't think they could do it.
I'm taking Bills.
I got the Chiefs. All right.
Then we got
Bucks Lions.
I kind of like both. Like I kind of like got a thing for both of them because like I'll fuck with Baker for all these years. And everybody used to like, you dumb as shit for fucking with Baker. So I'm like, kind of want to see him win. And then another thing is like I seen how happy those motherfucking Lion fans was. I'm like, I felt good. I told you like I felt good for him after seeing the game and seeing them, and I'm like, damn, I kind of want them to win too to keep it going. So but who I think I'm gonna take the Bucks. I want to see Baker go out on top.
Bucks, I'm going Lions. I'm with Jared Goff. I think he's making another run. I'm going with the Lions. The only team I don't think the Lions could beat in the NFC right now is San Francisco. So I'm going Lions. Packers 49ers.
Go Pack, go. Go Pack, go. I do not want to see 49ers win. I'm going for the underdogs, man. Let's go, man. Jordan Love, show some love, baby.
I'm going with the Packers, man. I think they're young. I think they're energetic. I think they hype. I think they're coming off a big win. I'm going with the Packers, man. A bye week not good for everybody, man. I think that San Francisco can come out slow. If they come out slow, they're going to be fighting an uphill battle just like Dallas was. The last one, Texans Ravens.
I want to see CJ Stroud. I won't mind seeing either one win. It's another one like the Bucks and Lions. I won't mind either one winning, but I'm gonna go with I'm gonna have to go with that coming. You gotta go to Baltimore. That defense nasty. This time they're not playing. They not playing at home. Lamar Jackson, he got something to prove. On the Ravens.
I'm going with the Ravens, man. I think the rookie sensation, the rookie magic comes to an end this week. I want Lamar to win the Super Bowl. Like I said last week, if it ain't us, I'd rather it be him. I want Lamar to get to that ring, man. So I'm going to Ravens, man. I like their defense. I like they corners, they linebackers, they safeties.
They got a defense. They got some dogs out there running around, making plays. They having fun. That's how you win.
CJ Stroud gonna have his hands full, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with the Ravens, man.
And they're gonna be playing in that cold. They're gonna be playing in that cold too. Ain't in that. They're not in that dome in Texas.
Facts. Man, it's gonna be a good one. I think. Which one you got for the game of the week?
Game of the week is gonna be the Bills and Bills and Chiefs.
Bills and Chiefs. I'm going Texas Ravens. Texans Ravens game of the week. You got the rookie sensation. Then you got Lamar Jackson, two top quarterbacks. The Bills and Chiefs, we've seen it before. It was a good game, but I'm going
That's one of the greatest games ever.
It was.
That Mahomes comeback going back and forth and shit with like 2 seconds left.
Yeah, that was definitely dope. Yep. But I'm going Texans Ravens, the game of the week, man. Any closing remarks?
We done? We wrapping up?
You got something else? You want to get it? You got something else?
No, I ain't got nothing else. Closing remarks, man. I can't say go Birds no more. I see it's at the end that we all here chilling in Cancun, baby. But shout out to all the boys.
I'm gonna say go Birds in the off season, man.
Shout out to everybody that won this weekend, man. It was like I think I would have been more mad if I was home, but just being in the atmosphere, I kind of like was having a good time out there, even though we was like getting the ass kicked. But like I think like I'll be in the house, I'll be mad as hell, and I was like, why am I not mad as I usually be? And I feel like probably because I was like in the atmosphere, you know what I mean? But
and probably you predicted it too. It's like even though we wanted the Eagles win, it's kind of like yeah, we. It wasn't
no shocker. It wasn't no shocker because they been on the downside the whole time.
Right now, if it was like in the Cowboys fashion, that would have been way different. That would have been way different. I've seen a couple Cowboys content creators crying, man.
Damn.
They couldn't believe it. They was at the game. Couple of them was crying, man. They couldn't believe it. Like they thought it was a signed, sealed, and delivered win.
My man, he's saving up his money for the parade to go to the parade. Like, you can spend that money now.
Go ahead and spend it, man. Go ahead and spend it. Put it on Underdog Fantasy, man. Hopefully you can flip it. I ain't going this year. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Make sure I like, comment, subscribe, man. We'll be back at y'all with y'all next week. Peace.